I got you.
All right, creatures of the night. Welcome to Talking Taker, episode 195 of our encyclopedic exploration, digging up the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time, The Undertaker. Happy New Year. I am one of your co-hosts, one of the creatures of the night, Mr. Alex Dorio, and I am joined, as always, by my tag team partner, my wrestling buddy. He is, of course, a member of the Japanese team, Mr. Travis White. Of course, folks, if you're a frequent listener of the show, you know I'm just referring to one of our more recent episodes talking about The Undertaker, Mean Mark, the Master of Pain in Memphis, the main event Monsters, when we talked about the infamous Japanese team, as they were called there. But tonight, Travis, perhaps even more rare footage than that Memphis footage, is we are going to be looking at a match that took place in Japan, a extremely rare match. It's not on the WWE Network. There is no official footage of it available. We're actually going to be looking at some handheld fan cam footage, but it's such a unique matchup here. A house show Royal Rumble match in Japan that, spoiler alert, it features The Undertaker in a pretty significant role, which is why we're covering it here. Dude, how cool is this?
This is awesome. I'm glad you dug this up, man. Did we mention it like when we were in '94?
I'm sure we did.
I think we did, because he was supposed. This was during when he was gone, right? He had ascended into heaven in January, and then he hadn't come back till SummerSlam, right? But this is in between. But yeah, so we mentioned it. But yeah, we hadn't seen it. I hadn't thought of this since we talked about it. So yeah, you dug this up and thought it was a good, timely thing, because the Royal Rumble is this month. You know, it's a new day here. It's January. It's a new year. Yep. Royal Rumble's coming up, so what better way? We've already covered Taker's Rumble win and his prominent Rumble matches. So what better way than this one we lost in time?
Absolutely. It's New Year's today when this is coming out, so we got New Year's countdowns, going on the brand. We'll do the Royal Rumble countdown here. Like you said, we've covered every single Royal Rumble match here in this new generation of Talking Taker. We've covered all the pay-per-view matches, but we're just looking for new ways to discuss these sort of things. Of course, we're going to go back and cover some classic matches that we've already talked about, but we're looking for new ways to discuss The Undertaker here. And as we were doing that, this match came to mind, and we just did a little Googling and some YouTubing and found some pretty decent footage. I mean, it's pretty dang good for a handheld camera. I think it's workable for us to talk about it here. Something totally different. And some of our favorite episodes have been our Royal Rumble watch-alongs. So it just felt right to do it again. And hey, we just talked about Undertaker in 1994 last month with Collecting Dead Man. So it fits in with that theme, dude. I think it goes right along with sort of this whole encyclopedic exploration, digging up the dead man.
Oh, absolutely, man. And yeah, it's a new year. I got some new gear on. This is a Christmas present from you.
Oh,
those of you can see that.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Absolutely.
Pocket tee.
And my present from last year. Rocking my Taker Zubas. So yeah, we're good to go. These are the only non-blurry clothes you can see. So yeah. Rocking this. I got
my. This is your present to me from last year, and then the urn that you can see behind me. And I bought that for myself. You gave me the mug. That's right.
I did.
The mug's
upstairs.
As
of this recording, you have not received your gift from me for Christmas, but it's coming. I'll give it to you in person when we see each other.
Right.
But
we'll talk about that
as
in
February.
Of
this dropping, you'll hear about that in February. In time for your birthday.
Well, speaking of things dropping, we got to talk about something that dropped.
The day of.
The day. This constantly happens. I'm sure something else is going to happen by the time this episode drops. We try to talk about latest Undertaker news, appearances, sightings every month. And, of course, something drops right after we record our December episode. And a couple things that dropped were these balls, cold as balls, Kevin Hart. That is a real show on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And who would have ever thought Kevin Hart would be interviewing The Undertaker?
Not me.
This was crazy,
Not
man.
in this lifetime. Yeah, I had no idea. Like, you would send it to me the next day. I was like, "What? Are you kidding me? Like, it's just insane." So I thought it was strange. Man, big old commercial for Old Spice too. But it was neat though.
What is the concept of Cold as Balls, Travis? For folks who don't know what it is or haven't watched it.
That's the only episode I could watch, but that I did watch. But for what I could tell, it's just Kevin Hart and whoever he's interviewing sitting in a bucket of ice.
That's it, man. They sit in an ice bath. Have an interview.
Have an interview.
It's the opposite of Hot Ones, where they eat hot wings.
Yeah.
It's sort of the inverse of that.
Yeah.
And the Dead Man was on it. Not a lot of stuff we haven't heard, but it was still a fun interview.
He raises up out of it, and Kevin Hart's that's just great. So yeah.
I'm not the world's biggest Kevin Hart fan, but definitely this.
Will say I don't like him at all, but that was great to see him
favorites.
on there.
Yeah. And you could tell he was. I don't think he's a current fan, but you could tell he had a lot of respect for Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
He definitely grew up as a fan. I would say that for sure.
Oh yeah, I could tell, and I appreciate that because it's a lot of times, in the wrestling world gets mocked by other forms of entertainment. But it was really cool. You could, like I said, you could tell he was a fan at one time, and just knew he stayed in the presence of greatness, man. Like, it was great.
Yeah. And
I know he and The Rock are real tight, so I wonder if they got connected that way or something. But that was really cool. So
fun to see the size difference between Kevin Hart and the Undertaker, of course.
Like Rey Mysterio.
Dude, I have to say we were wrong on our last episode because we said in the year 2021 it was the first year ever that the Undertaker did not compete inside a WWE ring. Lo and behold, on Cold as Balls, The Undertaker competed inside a WWE ring because he took on Kevin Hart in a round of thumb wrestling and stuck his hand in a wrestling match inside a Mattel WWE ring. So technically, in 2021, The Undertaker did compete in a WWE ring, and he didn't lose. He lost to Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he lost. He's 0-1 against Kevin Hart.
0-1, man.
That's crazy. So. Well, another thing that dropped since then is we just talked about Jeff Hardy on Broken Skull Sessions, and then within a week he's gone. Yeah, that was unfortunate, man. So anyway, we really wanted to see some more with Jeff, but anyway, it is what it is. We don't know the specifics, but we
wish him well.
But
hope everything gets worked out for sure. Yep. Hope he gets on better footing there on a more disappointing note. But something else that will drop before this episode comes out, but after we've recorded, there's going to be another Broken Skull Sessions with an old rival of The Undertaker by the name of DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any Taker talk on that episode.
Oh, I guarantee you there will be. Because they'll probably talk about the Stalker angle and how it was him and Taker rubbed the wrong way. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that for sure. DDP, I can't wait. We're going to put a bro counter up there. He's almost as bad as Russo. Yeah.
Well, we will discuss that on our February episode, folks. So plenty of time to watch that. But, man, any other news? I don't really have anything.
No, that's it, man.
Well, we'll keep this short and sweet, man. We are talking about today, as we've mentioned, the Lost Royal Rumble match from Osaka, Japan from May 9th, 1994.
Nuevo de Mayo.
Nuevo de Mayo, as they celebrate it in the Far East. Let's give some context here, man. This is May 1994. So, you hardcore Undertaker fans, of course you know, and we did talk about it on last month's episode with Collecting Dead Man. 1994, ever since from Royal Rumble 94 to SummerSlam 94, The Undertaker has ascended into the heavens. We don't know where he is. Apparently, he's in Japan, competing in a Royal Rumble match halfway in the midst of this, man. Yeah. Meanwhile, on TV, Paul Bear's searching for The Undertaker. There's all these Undertaker sightings, and they do all these vignettes with people in coffee shops or restaurants and things saying they saw The Undertaker. Ted DiBiase finds his own Undertaker, but he really does not compete very often. I should have confirmed it, but this might be the only time he competes. There may be one or two other overseas tours or things like that. But yeah, they call him in to compete on this big show. I believe it's called Osaka Mania. It's in Castle Hall in Osaka. Yeah, it's a big event over there.
Wait, it's in a castle hall? Like
Castle
in
Hall.
a giant Japanese castle.
Castlevania. Yeah.
They're just in a hall of a castle. It's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. It's called Castle Hall.
And not released on home video or anything like that. And there's no commentary. Again, this is all fan cam footage. Just think about that, dude. Like, how can you imagine like sneaking your VHS camcorder into the house show? Yeah. And just setting it up. I don't know if it was a wind up. Yeah. I don't know if it's quite that old, but
no, but still, like, you got the big old thing,
dude.
I don't know. It's crazy.
It's wild.
Well, those in Japan, they have like cutting edge technology back then. They might have had something like the size of an iPhone or something.
Might have had something like that.
Yeah, a mini disc or something. So,
weirdly enough, there was also another house show Royal Rumble that took place in 1994. Undertaker was not a part of this one, but this one took place in January, just 5 days before the actual Royal Rumble that year, in Madison Square Garden.
Like a run through or something, like a dry run.
Sort of. I mean, but this one's actually won by Owen Hart. He won this house show Rumble a few days before the actual Rumble, and there's pretty good fan cam footage. You can find that pretty easily on the internet as well. Undertaker is not in that one, but yeah, it's just, I guess this was a thing they were trying out to sort of goose the house show attendance and do something unique there back then. But they've never done it since.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. They did the greatest Royal Rumble, as a pay-per-view. So, yeah, that's a good way to boost ticket sales. Advertise you got a Royal Rumble because it's going to be, pretty lengthy match. And plus you got, big stars like Taker. So that's pretty cool.
And I guess in a way, like, the greatest Royal Rumble, like you said, that is something that they've done, since then in a foreign territory to just kind of make it a special event here. Mm-hmm. This would be the opposite of that because instead of 50 people, there's only 18 in this one. So it's going to be an abbreviated Royal Rumble, but we're going to do what we do, watch along style. You can find the link that we're going to use in the show notes. So wherever you are listening to this podcast, I will drop the link for where we're watching this match in the show notes. I'll also tweet it out, put it on our social media. You can find it on YouTube if you just search for Osaka Royal Rumble. We're actually using a link off of Daily Motion. It's got I think there's actually a couple different videos of it, but this one's pretty crisp, pretty clear. We're hoping for no ad breaks to interrupt the watch along here on Daily Motion. If so, we'll just run with it and we'll try to get back matched up.
We'll pay some bills.
That's it, man. But this one's good. One of the YouTube links actually has the whole house show on there, but this one is just the Rumble, so we can just hit play and go with it. So we'll just play from there. If you want to watch along with it while you get that queued up, we should mention that Undertaker did have a match earlier in the night on this show against somebody everyone on here would recognize, Ginsei Shinsaki, who went on to be Hakushi in the WWE.
Oh, sorry, you're waiting. My bad.
Excuse me.
Go too high. Yeah. God bless you.
Of course, we talked about another match they had on a house show in Japan that was really, really cool on our Hidden Gems episode. Yes. This one, not so much. More of a squash for Undertaker, but I will mention a couple things here to start out the match. It's only about 3 minutes long, but Hakushi, before the match starts, his manager has a big white bag, like a pillowcase, and before the match starts, he pulls out an Undertaker head, like a mannequin head of the Undertaker, and waves it in Undertaker's face, and he gets all angry. Paul Bearer has to pull Taker back by the hair. And honestly, Taker hits a side leg sweep. He puts Hakushi in like sort of a modified STF for a good minute, and then he does the ref intimidation, which works even in Japan. Yeah. And Then Hakushi can't knock Taker down. He finally hits a missile drop kick off the top rope. But then he goes for a crossbody block. Undertaker catches him, hits the tombstone. 1, 2, 3. It's literally 3 minutes long. But it's neat to see. And, you know, if you're going to watch this show, you can rewind it a little bit and see that very unique matchup here earlier in the night. So, yeah, not much to talk about there. That's not what we're here for. We're here for this Royal Rumble match.
Here for the main event, the Royal Rumble. I'm assuming this is the main event of the night. How are you going to follow this, man?
For sure. Yeah, it is.
How are you going to follow this? I mean, if you get a Royal Rumble on a house show, you know a babyface is winning. You're not going to send the crowd home.
You would think, right?
With a heel. Yeah. So, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, man, I'm excited about this because I have not previewed this match or watched it or anything like that. So I'm excited to get into it. So
I haven't watched the whole thing. I just kind of scrubbed through it to make sure that the footage would be watchable enough for us that we would be able to tell what was going on, who was in the ring, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, man. It's late for us recording. I know we've kind of built it up. I think we've built it up good enough. I think we're giving everybody a chance to get ready to watch it. Let's do it, man. Why don't you give us your traditional Royal Rumble countdown, Travis?
All right. We'll go 3, 2, 1, play. We'll go on play. So everybody get ready. 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh, that didn't work for me.
Right. I believe this is did not work for you?
No.
All right, let's start. We start over. No, I'll start over.
That's fine. It didn't work for me. All right, guys, just kidding. Let's take a mulligan there. Let's go back. And everybody good? All right, and 3, 2, 1, and play. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you to BearerFan166 on Daily Motion who uploaded this. Got the ring announcer in there. It's not the Fink. He did not make the plane ride over to Japan, but he's going to give the Japanese folks the rules of the match here. May 1994. And there's going to be mostly WWE guys, but there are a few Japanese superstars mixed in throughout this as well.
Yeah, so is this going to be similar to the 1997 one where we had a bunch of Mexican guys in it? We didn't know who they were.
It could be, but we actually do. We thankfully have the list of competitors before us, which we did not have.
No.
We were just making up names on that
We just
one.
made stuff up. Yeah. But look, man, how many guys are like, these Japanese fans are like really close to the ring. So,
they are.
All right.
Here's the man who drew number 1. Mr. Blue Tights himself, the model, Rick Martel.
I could tell that was him just by his body shape.
There you go.
Grainy footage here, but it's good, man. This is the best you're going to get. He is pumping up in the corner like he's pre-Brock Lesnar, dude. Look at him. Getting ready. Getting ready to go. There won't be a big and everything, I don't think, will there?
There is a whistle if you actually listening to the commentary.
Yeah.
So there's a guy on the outside with a little handheld whistle.
Give a little whistle. All right. That's awesome. Martel is ready for this match. He is stretching.
I know we've talked about this. Oh, yeah. Well, no way, man. He's got all sorts of stamina. I know we've talked about this on some other Royal Rumbles. You big Rick Martel fan?
Oh, absolutely. Without question. Love him. But, like, again, I came late to the Rick Martel game because I wasn't really following it in 1994. I had to re-fall in love with him, but I fell in love with him during a Booker T match, man, on Nitro in 1997 or 8 or whatever. Like, that series he had with him, and I was like, man, this guy can go. I didn't know he was like 100 years old at that point. Like, I had to go back and appreciate his earlier stuff. Oh, man.
Speaking of 100 years old, who's number 2?
Years old. Bob Backlund.
Bobby Backlund. Talking about doing some dancing in the ring.
Yeah, he is cutting a rug. This is just
He's having a blast.
Shoes. Yeah. Golly. Ooh, kick to the chin.
He could probably do all this here in the 2022 Royal Rumble if they wanted to call him.
Oh, golly. If they announce he's going to be there, I'll find a ticket.
I wish they would. Riding him
oh, yes.
It goes for a pin. That ain't going to do it, Mr. Backlund.
He would win the title,
within 6 months. Yeah, Survivor Series. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is right before he's done his big heel turn.
Yeah.
This has to be right before that.
Yeah, it must be because he's obviously a babyface here. Because Rick was never a face in WWE, was he?
Rick Martel, yes, at the very
Oh,
beginning in Strike
okay.
Force with
Okay,
Tito
yeah.
Santana. So yeah, very
Tito.
early, but yeah,
So
ever since then he was the model, right?
Rick is reminding Bob Backlund how to actually win this match and trying to throw him out. Bob Backlund just went for a pinfall. Here he goes.
He's gonna do it. Skin the cat.
Skin the cat.
Rick Martel can't believe it, and this is fun because these are two guys who in some previous Royal Rumbles have been sort of the Iron Men in them. I know in 93, Backlund went like 50-something minutes. Airplane spin. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He went forever, man.
And Martel went like 45 minutes in a previous Royal Rumble. And so it's fun that they're starting things out here. Plus, they're legends. Like,
oh, yeah.
Backlund was a 6-year running champion. Martel was an AWA champion before this. So this Japanese crowd is definitely familiar with these guys.
I don't think Rick Martel gets the love he needs to, man. I really don't. Like, I think he gets overlooked so many times.
He belongs in the Hall of Fame.
He's so good, man. He's a guy you could always depend on. He didn't never, to me, he was never like world champion material, but he could have been. Like, I could have seen him be on the edge of that. But it's just who he was in the ring with. All right, who we got here?
We talked about him earlier, Ginsei Shinsaki, who was known in the WWE and as Hakushi, and this match actually got him hired, or this show. This was the first time he was on the radar for WWE, and he would come in as Hakushi in early '95.
There you go. He didn't last too long there, though.
Only about a year, but man, for me as a kid, as a 9-10-year-old watching WWE, he stuck in my mind so much at that age because of how, not just his wrestling style, but his look, man.
Exactly, his look. And that's what, again, when you're 8, 9 years old, that's what hooks you, man. Like, that's why I was so drawn to Sting, and then so drawn to the Road Warriors and the Steiners and the Ultimate Warrior and Taker. And then, I mean, I remember I wasn't watching wrestling like you were at this point, but I remember seeing Hakushi before I was a wrestling man, like when I was just flipping through, like after I gotten kind of out of it and came back into it. Like, I remember seeing, like, I remember his look, man. It stands out to me as a little kid. So yeah, there's something to be said for that. Like, I don't know, just unique looks.
Yeah. When I would play wrestle with my friends at that age, before we met, I would play wrestle, elementary school friends, I would be Hakushi sometimes. You know, he wasn't like my favorite wrestler, but he was so unique. I had little wrist guards that I wore for football that were sort of the same length, went down your whole arm, and I would wear those. I would do like his poses and things like that. He was the first guy I saw do like the back handspring elbow. Like, I know Great Muta and other people did that before him, but he was the first guy I saw do it.
Yeah.
And that's just such a cool move as a kid, especially in WWE when you're not seeing things like that. I love the guy.
Yeah, when you're in the land of the giants, you're not seeing stuff like that at all. So it was really cool. But yeah, it's just again, he had a style, a visual presentation. He had mannerisms and taunts that you could do. Like, you could do that, and people are like, "Oh, Alex is being Hakushi." Like, we can tell because of what he's doing. It's something that's missing nowadays. Is, people don't have their signature. Like, I can't just go out and say, "Oh, I'm going to be Seth Rollins." Like, I can't. I love Seth. I can't just like be Seth Rollins, like you got to start talking to sound like him or like doing moves like him. You can't just, there's no taunts like his, you know what I'm saying? So something that's lost after the Attitude Era. We kind of lost that. Everything's kind of homogenized. But speaking of homogenized, who's in the ring?
Well, this is a guy, I think, it has that look, but I would say this is a guy that fits into everything you just said, Travis. Adam Bomb is number 4 coming out here. A guy, dude, if you were watching wrestling back then, you thought this guy was can't miss, main event, future champ. It's crazy that it didn't work out for him because he had the size, he had the look,
power.
He jumped off the screen.
I loved him as Wrath. I love Mortis and Wrath, dude. In WCW, I loved it. I love Chronic. We talked about that on the show. I love him and Brian just knocking heads, dude. Sign me up. They don't need to be 5-star wrestlers and give me a Bryan Danielson match all the time. I need these guys blowing people up and just crushing 3 count on Nitro. Like, I love it.
It was so much fun.
I love those
They're some of the best squashes you'll find. You go back on the network or on YouTube and just look some old Saturday nights or something from that time. You'll see some great chronic squash matches.
Yeah.
But Adam Bomb, man, great look. Jumped off the screen here. And looks like number 5 is coming into the ring. And he is 1, 2, 3 kid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, 1, 2, 3 kid coming in the ring. Someone who for sure would have fit in pretty well in Japan.
Oh yeah, had some great matches there. I just love we every time he comes up in the show we talk about. I just love Sean Waltman, man. He's so good and just ahead of his time, man, and just can be in there. And he's talked about on podcasts. We probably have too. Like Vince would put him in there with guys to test him, like see if they could. Like Jericho's first feud was with X-Pac in WWE. Like, can you hang? Like that's just kind of weird. Like you don't think of an X-Pac being Vince's type guy like that, but he's a utility player. Now he's a guy who had once he was 1, 2, 3 kid, you couldn't really be him, but once he turned to X-Pac, you could be X-Pac.
Absolutely.
You were being X-Pac. Yeah.
You like to be X-Pac back in middle school.
To be X-Pac. Yeah. I love to be X-Pac.
Mr. Crotch Chop over here.
I did not wear the bandana though. Yeah.
Not a lot of action to describe here with these first 5 entrants. It is your standard Royal Rumble. I don't think I've seen a wrestling move yet. I've just been
no, just a lot of throwing over the edge.
Yep,
a lot of button mashing.
Backlund's got Adam Bomb on one set of ropes, and looks like Hakushi and the Kid have the model on the other set of ropes. So that's been pretty much the match here. That's why I've just been kind of describing the guys. But Hakushi and Kid getting a slap fight here. I believe they had some pretty good matches on Raw and maybe even a pay-per-view. Maybe if I recall correctly. But those guys for sure would fit each other's style.
Oh, goodness gracious, yeah.
And X-Pac's
great, man.
A guy we've given love to on this show. He's in the Hall of Fame, but I still don't think he gets the love he deserves.
He does not.
I still think he's underrated.
He doesn't. People still think of him as the 2001 X-Pac Heat. Go away. Like, that's not, dude. I'm telling you, watch him. Oh, here we go. Who's this?
Cobra Kai. This is probably going to butcher this name, but Masashi Aogi, or Ayagi, a guy I have never heard of before this night. He is in a karate gi.
Masashi Mahogi? What did you say?
That's where I had dinner earlier today.
You can get a massage and a sandwich.
Yeah, that's right.
Masashi Mahogi. Oh, look at that. Him and Hakushi just
double
did the same little. Yeah, that was
double
great.
Team back leg front kick or
full arm dragon.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, is that shirt hanging in here? Oh, dang it. So this is beginning to remind me of WCW World Tour. I mean it's in a fun way. I comment like they had the visual rights to the guys from like All Japan and New Japan because the game was originally made as Fire Pro Wrestling in Japan from THQ. When they adapted it for America and did WCW World Tour, they put those same schematics in the same character, but they couldn't call them Giant Baba and Hakushi, but they still had. Hakushi was in that game. He's in the game. Like it's just they can't call him that. And like Kenzo Suzuki and all those guys are in there. But this is starting to remind me of that because you get like the big pile driver in the middle.
Pile driver from Backlund and somebody. No, they didn't get eliminated. Never mind. No. Sorry.
1, 2, 3 kids ready.
Continue what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying it reminds me of that. Like you're getting the big stars like from WWE, and you're getting these Japanese guys in there too. Which again, some us Americans may not have known, but this is in Japan. But it's really cool. It brought me back to the days of World Tour where I used to love using those Japanese guys because I would try to go online, really early internet days, and try to figure out who they actually were supposed to be. So it was fun.
What a fun game and something like. That would be unheard of in 2021 to have WWE 21 or 22 have all superstars from a different company as
Okada and Tanahashi. Is that Tatanka in there?
That is Tatanka. The crowd sort of got excited when they saw him come in, and Mahogi has gone away. First man eliminated on this night.
My hoagie. Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
thank the great Lord above that Bobby the Brain and Jerry Lawler are not doing commentary on this match. You know they would be.
We couldn't play it in 2021.
We'd be hearing about ramen noodle leg drops and all that.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be
bad.
way more stuff than that. Yeah.
It'd be real bad.
It'd be horrifying. Yeah, it's a good thing. Times have changed, but it would be funny to hear those guys call this in the moment. Man, Adam Bomb looks like awesome to me. It's great.
Talk about. I was just gonna say, I got another guy I loved, and this time was Tatanka. Dude, I would imitate him. I thought he should have been world champion. One of my favorite guys at this time.
Loved it, man. It was so great. Fun to watch. Ended Heidenreich's. What didn't he? No. Oh, wait a minute. Him and Heidenreich tagged together. So we talked about this.
Animal.
Yeah, Animal. That's
but
right.
But they were both around that same time. Yeah. He's on the main roster.
Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. Tatanka ended. Didn't he end? Whose winning streak did he end? No, his winning streak was ended by the
Ludwig Borga.
Ludwig Borga. Yeah,
the Hellraiser from Helsinki.
Didn't go anywhere.
No.
Just what a dump.
What a dump.
Sliding in. Is this Bart Gunn?
Speaking of dumps, right here, the Billy Gunn himself.
Oh, it's Billy?
Yeah, it's Billy.
Okay. We're watching Billy Gunn 1994, and a couple weeks ago on AEW Dynamite, he had a match with Sting, and he looks better than most of the guys on the current roster.
Absolutely.
He is insane. I mean, I'm talking about better than the AEW guys. Joey Janela needs to look at Billy Gunn and get some inspiration for his body.
Dude.
I'm just saying.
But look how skinny he is right here in 1994.
Yeah,
he's not a muscle guy yet. But of course he does go on to be.
Yeah. And he gets canned from WWE for that. For whoever made him his muscle. But yeah, Billy Gunn, I mean, he was never going to break the glass ceiling and be the main event guy. They tried with the 99 Royal Rumble, or King of the Ring win, excuse me. But I always appreciate his antics, his entertainment. I love to boo him. I love to cheer him. He was fine.
Dude,
I respect old Kip Sop nowadays.
Perfect utility guy. He's not going to be your main eventer. He's not a great singles guy, honestly, but tag team wrestler, I mean, one of the best of all time. He's so many great tag teams. He's so great to have those little short spurts and bursts in there. Got a lot of great personality. So, yeah, man, he's a great role player.
Yeah, he is. And I've talked about it on here. I saw him, at a house show or whatever show in Nashville at the fairgrounds. He was him and Road Dogg and I think Kishi in the main event. It was just great, man. So fun to watch him. But yeah, him being on Dynamite against Sting was just I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? And it was I watched it, man. I watched it. It was great.
I mean, that sentence right there, Billy Gunn versus Sting in 2021. I mean, what a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, and we're here. We are on day 1 of 2022. What's the world going to give us this year?
Who knows? So, Can't predict it. No. Well, we're getting Nobukazu Hirai coming in here, and thankfully, he might as well be Piwachu.
He ain't gonna last long.
Thankfully, that's the last of the names I don't know that I have to pronounce here on this episode. But it is cool to see the mixing of the talent here. I don't know which company they're working with. I tried to look that up. I couldn't find if it's All Japan or what exactly who it is they're working with here.
All Japan or New Japan, and then they probably would have been was Pro Wrestling Noah was still around too. I think.
Yeah, I don't think they had started yet. Actually.
Maybe not. But I know
I'm not positive.
New Japan was the big ones. Man, it was just it was big deal, man.
And they had some of those Japanese guys in the '94 Royal Rumble. They had Tenryu and the Great Kabuki that are part of that whole storyline. And they actually helped bury the Undertaker in his casket during that match. So some sort of working agreement here in 1994. So. Different times for sure.
I mean, X-Pac is was missing some kicks on Hakushi, but then he got going. There's a little bit of a language barrier there, I think. So
those some house show kicks. The cameras aren't on
Yeah.
them. So I don't have to lay them in quite as hard. Oh,
Ooh,
nice
ooh,
move by Hakushi.
nice.
There.
Hakushi
Reversing that
blocked
kick into a
that.
body slam. That was cool.
Yeah, blocked that spinning heel kick.
So far, just that one elimination by my track.
And you just said something I wasn't thinking about. So they're not playing to a camera. This is a house show. So they're not playing to a camera. They're not having to make sure they get, clear out the ring so the camera can get this one shot in the middle of something. Like, there's none of that. They're just straight up house show going at it. So I love it.
Oh! Well, we just said all that, and Hakushi just took a
leap of faith.
A pay-per-view bump, man. Oh my gosh. He goes for a dive. I think he was trying to knock the kid out of the ring, but he was going to knock himself out at the same time. Kid ducks. Hakushi just does a dive to the floor and eliminates himself. Oh, man. That was brutal.
That was impressive. Yeah, he gave it all, man.
And now we've got the other half of the Smoking Guns. Bart Gunn has entered the Osaka Rumble here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're at number 10 would be Bart Gunn.
Oh, we're almost there. That's Bart in there now? I mean, can your jeans get any tighter?
No, sir.
Golly.
They were the originators of the skinny jeans.
Shoot. Uh-oh. Tatanka just threw out. Who's that? No, not quite there.
That is the model, I think.
The
a little
model?
grainy, a little tough to see.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he didn't go out all the way. Sorry, folks. He was going for it. He must be pressing X, square, circle to get back out on the ropes. Man, no matter what they do, Royal Rumbles, like the new video games and stuff, like they try to make a system to where it's like you can struggle. Like nothing beats the old THQ engine with the World Tour and Revenge and No Mercy and WrestleMania 2009. Though that wrestling engine, those Royal Rumbles were the best, dude. The best.
Oh. I appreciate the mini games and like
Sure.
trying to get the line and stick in there. I think it's a good innovation and but yeah, it's just so much fun and you can get some cheap eliminations on the 64 games.
Sure.
That's the only thing that frustrated me. That's
Yeah.
what frustrated me though, because you were the king. You were the best at getting the cheap eliminations, man.
It wasn't cheap. It was part of the game. I'd throw you in the ropes and I'd duck and then you'd trip over the top rope and fall out and I'd take it.
God, make me so mad. But then
Is that? Oh, it looks like Kasayashi. It's not. It's the guy you could pronounce. He's gone. Kasayashi's gone.
P.Y. Chuhai is gone. Owen Hart has entered the fray, number 11 here. Of course, he's in the midst of his big heel run. 1994, about to main event SummerSlam here in a couple months. So very cool to see him here. But going back to that 64 Royal Rumbles, I'd get my revenge because I'd get your last guy gets thrown out. He gets to hang out on the outside of the ring, and I could just grab you and pull you out of the ring when you're not looking, paying attention. Exactly, man.
Yeah, it's part of the game, though.
It's part of the game. You're right.
I love that game.
You play
I love
by
that
the rules.
engine.
No, it's the best. It's without question.
Yeah, they just need to bring back that wrestling engine to play. I hope the AEW game is like that.
That'd be cool.
Which had been quiet about for years now, but I hope it's like that. Well,
all right, so in case you're not watching, we got Adam Bomb, Billy Gunn, Bart Gunn, the model is still in there, Tatanka is still in there, Owen Hart is still in there, Bob Backlund is still hanging around, and I think that's it. Again, house show, VHS camera footage, so it's a little grainy and no commentary, so I think that's everybody who's still left, and we've still got 7 more competitors who are going to enter the match here.
Yeah.
Should be getting somebody else here in just a moment.
what's your timestamp? I'm a little behind. Mine just froze.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, you're good. We're going to keep going.
I am at 22:48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. And we're about to get somebody new. I think the crowd's getting excited. Looks like somebody new. Oh, Bam Bigelow.
Oh, man.
He is all fired up. 23-14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bam Bam and Billy Gunn throwing hands in the middle of the ring. 25, 26, 27. Bammer is trying to eliminate Billy Gunn here. So many guys
24, 28.
Okay. So many guys just hanging on the ropes here. It is not a high level of action, but it's still fun to watch here. Bam Bigelow.
In there. It's
just
awesome.
Another one of my favorite guys ever.
Love Bam Bam.
The guy I appreciate even more as I've gotten older.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Talk about one of the greatest looks of all time. I'm at 24
exactly.
minutes right now. What do I need to get out?
24, 28. Let me know when
Okay. All right.
it was too hard to go back and forth.
I understand.
It's Daily Motion is not quite as user-friendly as YouTube.
It sure ain't. No.
But, man, yeah, Bam Bam is just great. What a great look. And I love when people just nod to him, like, in their clothing and stuff. It's just, like, nowadays, like, they'll give a little nod. All right, we're at 24, 28.
4, 3, 2, 1, play. All right.
Here we go.
So Bam Bam choking
Bam's
out.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, you got it.
All right, we're good. People walk around the edge, taking pictures. No comment. It's 2021. Owen Hart going off. Oh, with a face buster to Billy
nice.
Gunn, maybe? That was great. Awesome.
Another entrant.
Oh,
Sabu. No, that's the Macho Man.
The Macho Man.
Randy Savage.
The Macho King. Oh, man. Gotta love it. Look at the star power in this match. They brought everybody to Japan. Let the stars come, man. This is great.
And, I'm not an expert on Japanese wrestling, but
True.
I mean, you probably thank you.
Just kidding.
You probably know a little bit more than I do. This is probably not a match that they've ever really that they're really familiar with. That I don't know that Japanese companies did a lot of matches like this, especially at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think you're right. I don't think that they really did a lot of these multi-man things. A lot of it was just the one-on-one spirit of the competition type stuff or tag team matches. Because nowadays New Japan, everything is.
Oh, they do the New Japan Rumble.
Yeah, they do the New Japan Rumble.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, and everything is. Wrestle Kingdom is full of tag matches and stuff to get everybody on the card. But back then, it used to be more about the spirit of the competition and one-on-one stuff. So yeah, this would probably be quite a spectacle for them to have witnessed. Because I don't think that All Japan and New Japan were doing a lot of this at the time. So
that was one of the most interesting things of watching that Undertaker Ginsei Shinsaki match earlier in the show is that there are moments in it where you could hear a pin drop. And
right.
It is so funny. Even in the most boring WWE match, there's still a little bit of crowd noise. But watching that match, you hear Undertaker, he goes for that choke, and you hear his glove hit Shinsaki's throat. And they do get into it eventually, but there are moments when it's like, ooh, like they are just so quiet, and it's very different.
It's a different culture. They appreciate it differently. It's an art form to them, and they sometimes quiet doesn't mean they're not paying attention. It just that was an ugly spot with Bart and Bam Bam. They didn't know. One of them, I bet Bam Bam called the clothesline, and Bart didn't know who was doing the clothesline. So yeah, Bart just pretended to take it.
And Macho Man tossed somebody.
Was it Billy?
Maybe. I think it was Billy. I think it was old Billy Gunn.
See you later, BA.
And somebody's coming
Bart
in.
And Bam Bam did the same spot again. Who's that? Head Shrinker.
That is Samu. Bart Gunn is eliminated, so both the Smoking Guns are going to hit the showers. And Head Shrinker Samu is in the ring now.
Samu. That family, dude, like, they just, what a dynasty in wrestling.
Absolutely.
And obviously Roman is on top right now. He's just the stud in WWE, but like they got the Usos' younger brother is in NXT, And I mean, he's got it too. Like, it's just insane. These guys, they don't even have to try. It's sick, man. Like,
Nope.
like Roman was playing football and like just grew up around it, and like he is insanely good right now. He's the best Roman he's ever been right now. It's so good. Usos phenomenal. Rock. I mean, what more can we say about the Rock? He's just incredible. And even the Quiche, dude. They're all just great.
The head shrinkers were great.
Head
Fun to
shrinkers were
watch.
awesome.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's in their blood.
Oh yeah.
I think 1, 2, 3 Kid was eliminated at one point as we're talking. So
Tatanka's going nuts on Bam.
Tatanka's going ham on Bam Bam.
Ham. They're going. Bigelow with a head to the gut just put Tatanka down. He must have hit him in the Death Valley area.
The nether regions. Death Valley.
Netherworld. Bam Bam.
With a leg drop.
Big stinky leg drop.
Yeah, this is like one of the only times we've seen like somebody kind of take center stage here in the middle of the ring. This match is Bam Bam and Tatanka right here.
Getting that diesel push, pre-diesel push.
A little bit.
Yeah. Not really, but
so,
just a little glimpse of it.
No, I know, I got you.
Oh, who's coming? Somebody. The fans are loving it.
Oh, yeah. This is it, man. This is what we've been waiting for.
Here it is.
At number 15.
Hey, there he is. He still got purple on?
No, he's got the gray here. So he has not transitioned to purple yet.
That's
apparently
still got the gray on.
He ascended from the heavens. Oh, he sends Rick Martel into the rafters. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Iron Man.
See ya, the model.
And then Samu. And
watch the face.
Ooh, choking the corner.
Undertaker knows Samu is related to Yokozuna, so that's why he's going after him here.
He did a quick fire round thing on WWE, like Twitter or TikTok or something the other day, and he said, who's your favorite opponent? He said Yokozuna.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
They're such cool matches. I always love when Taker brings him up. You can tell they had that special connection with each other.
Yeah, he also said his favorite entrance, other than his, is Drew McIntyre. I guess he meant recent guys.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Sword and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his favorite current wrestler, did you hear what it was? Edge.
Edge?
He is. But,
he is?
It's funny. He didn't pick. It also says something about Edge. He didn't pick somebody else.
I'm not sure Taker watches Monday Night Raw every week.
No, I don't think so. Bob Backlund and Bam
Dude,
Bam,
with the face-off. Come on, man.
Oh, give me this.
Bob Backlund's so good.
He's incredible, man. He's like Jerry Lawler. He doesn't have to do a lot, but what he does is great.
Speaking of Jerry Lawler, I just found out that Jerry Lawler is going to be competing 30 minutes from my house in January in I think it's Spartanburg, South Carolina, against George South in 2022.
Oh, wow.
The Crown versus the Jacket of George South. Same show that FTR is going to be fighting Rock and Roll Express, man. I'm going. I'm going to beat them, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's the wrestling I want to see in 2022.
Yeah, and as this drops, Raw's going to be...
Raw will be in Greenville on first Raw of the year.
I wish I would. Yeah, I wish I could, though.
And day one, he'll be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But,
I would love to go to that show.
Yeah, very cool. Looks like a good card.
Yeah, it will be. They're putting all the stops for it. I appreciate that. We've got the head shrinkers.
Yeah, Rikishi has entered. Friend of The Undertaker, friend of the podcast. He retweeted one of our tweets before. So, shout out to the Quiche.
Obviously, they're a lot lighter here than they would go on to become, But, just watching them here, I see the Usos, man. I see it, the mannerisms. And, so it's not a put-on thing. It's just the way they are. It's the way they're built. It's the way they walk. It's the way they carry themselves. That looks like Jimmy and Jay right there if they put on 40 pounds.
That's a great point, man.
It's crazy.
I've been watching a lot of 93, 94 WWF lately, watching old superstars and stuff. With my current job, I work from home, so I've just kind of got the TV on, the Peacock in the background, just going through the superstars, and head shrinkers are on there all the time.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right, man. It is so it's almost surreal to see how much they play into each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Taker has just backed Bam Bam into a corner, which you don't see happening a lot. So that's a
No.
big deal. And then Bam Bam just like a coward fired away at him. So that was a cool face off there. Cool face off there. Who's coming in now? Oh,
Who's coming in now?
Brett
That's
Clark.
You can tell. You can see it jumping off the screen. The Hitman.
And the first thing he does hit the elbow. I love it.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Here, let me give you a little bit of knowledge.
Going after Owen. There he is.
Oh, there it is.
There's
Brett
the
and Owen
rivalry.
going at it.
Wait,
So-
look at Bob Backlund at the bottom of your screen.
Just
Before
laying
you go
out.
into this, one
Yeah.
leg, taking a breather.
So I was eating lunch with somebody the other day after church, and one of them is in his 20s, mid-20s. He's been watching old Nitros and Raws just from like 98, 97.
Yeah.
And
for
then
sure.
another one of the buddies, and so I'm 35, and another guy's 51 now. And we were all talking wrestling. The 51-year-old's favorite is Mick Foley just because of what he's done his body.
Okay,
Anyway, we got to
cool.
talk about wrestling. We're talking about different, and we were all 3 different ages, but all talking about the same era, Monday Night War stuff. And then the 51-year-old said, Brett, he said, I never was a fan of was Bret Hart. He's like, I just didn't do it for me. And I just thought it was funny. And maybe it's just because he's older than us. Like our age kind of just fell in love with that kind of work rate style. He was the smaller guy. Like, I don't know, but it was just really funny to have his perspective on it. Like I thought it was a fresh take because I haven't heard that a lot. He's like, he just didn't do it for me as champion. I just didn't see him at he wasn't on a level of a Hogan, which I was like, I love the honesty there. So
Right. I can see that. He's so different than Hulk Hogan. He's so different than even, Shawn Michaels. I mean,
Warrior
the
or
sort of
Shawn,
opposites. Yeah. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin. He doesn't have that same personality there. But yeah, I mean, you and I, he's, on Mount Rushmore, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just an interesting take. I thought it was really, really cool. I wanted to talk about it on here. I'm glad we got a chance to organically bring it up. So, Taker next to Bam Bam is going to bypass him and go to the corner and beat up on
No, it's Head
somebody.
Shrinker or Tatanka. I can't quite tell.
Yeah, somebody blurry in the corner back there.
But man, Taker and Bam Bam, I think we talked about him on a Coliseum video, but gosh, would have loved to see them in a pay-per-view match. That would have been a cool one to cover. Could have brought out some fun stuff out of each other. As number 18, the Doinkster. This is our final entrant in this Osaka Rumble is the Doink.
Wow.
The Doink Man.
Drew lucky number 18. You know
Bob
what?
Backlund still doing
Still just laying
hanging on
there.
by his feet.
He's so
He's hanging on
good.
by his feet on the middle row. That's
He's not
amazing.
even-
That's amazing.
I think we mentioned this on Coliseum video too. It's just like Taker and Bam Bam would have had one of those big man matches that would have been worth to watch. Like
It would have been
sometimes those
like
big man-
Taker and Yokozuna. I feel
exactly.
like.
Sometimes those big guy ones don't. They're too similar. It doesn't work. Like in my opinion, the first Kane match just didn't do it for me. But like
Yeah.
Taker and Bam Bam would have been so stinking solid. It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Because both those guys know their character and they know how to work a big man style, but also pull out the stops when you need to be impressive as a big man. Like Bam Bam would do a moonsault. Taker would jump over the top rope. But you don't do it every night. You do it when it means something. So I would have loved to have seen them have a feud.
You just
that culminated.
let the chains off of those two guys, let them go loose. Man, could have been spectacular.
Yeah.
So let's reset for people who aren't watching at home. This is it. No more
100
entrants.
people in the ring.
We got Owen, Brett, Macho, Undertaker, Samu from the Head Shrinkers, Adam Bomb still hanging around, Doink the Clown, Bob Backlund,
Just climb down.
the first or second entrant still in there, Bam Bam, and Tatanka. I think I hit everybody that is still hanging in there.
Golly, that angle, Bam Bam looked like Baron Corbin to me. Just hitting like that. Doink, man. Why is Doink number 18? That's incredible.
Got the prime spot there. It's random.
Yeah.
Man. Random
Taker
draw.
came on, third from last? He's
He's
isn't
15th.
Isn't his number one spot to come in at was 27? Like, didn't he come in 27 a lot?
He came in 30 a lot. He's the guy who came
30,
in
okay.
30th the most. 3 times,
I think
I
the
believe.
more people that have won from 27.
That's right. That's the lucky number.
Which is funny because he's going to win here, spoiler alert, from 15, which is 3 away from the top. So it's kind of
Would have
funny.
been. Yeah, essentially the same
it's the
thing.
equivalent of the 27 spot.
It is.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So
he is working over Adam Bomb there. Undertaker is. So
is that okay to say in Japan?
dude,
Is he a heel in Japan?
that is not okay to say in Japan. That is a yakaroni right there.
He's by a huge heel in Japan.
Oh my goodness.
He comes out like, boo.
That was a mistake.
Probably should have thought about that. Yeah. Oh man, who's laying down? Owen?
That is Owen.
Holding his back?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's cool here to see Macho and Undertaker in the ring together, because that was not a common occurrence. They never had a big singles match.
No.
So it's pretty neat to see them against each other here.
Golly, they never had like a program that culminated at like a SummerSlam or something. It's just crazy to think about. It's just because there were so few pay-per-views back then.
Yeah.
And then by the time they started adding them, Macho's gone. Well, he's gone later this year to WCW.
At the end of the year, yeah, he's over to WCW. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Bob Backlund is just straddling the ropes again. Sam Moo's going after him here.
Taker's taking out two guys in the corner. Or no.
He's got Bomb and Owen Hart. A double noggin knocker there. Love it. Somebody just went out, I think.
Yep. I can't tell who that was. I don't even know. Sorry, guys. Just a little bit. Backlund is just watching. Taker, boom.
Must have been Doink. I don't see Doink anymore.
Doink.
I think it was Doink, Scott.
Yeah. See ya. Oh, man. Macho with the full bodysuit, not the shorts.
That's how I like my Macho. I think I've mentioned that before.
Yep.
Ooh, Bam Bam into the
time
turnbuckle. It sure does. Tonka's laying it in on Bam Bam. Knocks him down. Undertaker in the corner.
With a full flat back bump off a headbutt.
And he gets his revenge.
Bam Bam's revenge.
Tosses Tatanka over the top. Owen Hart tosses Bob Backlund finally.
Oh, man.
What a run from Backlund.
What a heel. Throwing Backlund out. What a heel.
So we're down to 7 guys in there now.
Yep.
We're starting to get towards the finale.
Everybody's paired up, but Bam Bam, he's just taking a breather.
Oh, so both head shrinkers are in there. I think I might have missed that earlier.
Both head shrinkers are in there. Macho's in there. Taker's in there. Bam Bam and somebody else.
And the Hart brothers.
Oh, the Harts. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Yep.
that was Macho I was looking at. Yeah, and the Harts.
The Harts are paired off. Bam Bam and Undertaker paired off right now. Head shrinker and Macho. Oh, Brett. Oh, Brett and Owen eliminate each other.
Double elimination.
How about that?
Well, now you look at the ring and you're like, well, who's going to win? It's going to be either Macho Man or Taker, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're in the audience, you're thinking that because you're like, I know the head shrinkers aren't. And Bam Bam, little did they know he's going to main event WrestleMania next year. But
that's a good point.
They had no idea. So they also didn't know who Lawrence Taylor was.
They definitely did not know who Lawrence Taylor was. Taker is choking out one of the head shrinkers here on the ropes. Bam Bam on the other one.
The other one on the back, like, let me get a piece of this.
Oh, see ya.
Oh,
we got a final 4 here. Bam Bam, Macho Man, Undertaker, and I think that is Samu. Again, it's really grainy here. Yeah. Not racist. I can tell them apart in a normal situation. I cannot tell them apart on this video, but I do think it's Samu.
No, just because of the footage quality.
Yes. So yeah, how about this final 4?
Look at that, man.
Again, it's just funny to see Macho and Taker sharing the ring.
I know. And they haven't really mixed it up this whole time.
And they really haven't. Oh, Macho goes for the double axe. Bam Bam catches him.
And didn't throw him over the top rope like I thought he would.
Nah, into the turnbuckle, though. Samu is choking out Undertaker in the other turnbuckle.
Oh,
Macho with a desperation clothesline. Macho never won a Royal Rumble.
No.
Nah.
He never won. No, he never did.
No.
Nope. King of the Ring. I mean, yeah, King of the Ring. Sorry, duh, Macho King. But never won. Never won a Royal Rumble. That's really interesting.
Undertaker, of course, he won one 13 years after this.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about just like the guys that stay around nowadays, it's like they're there for 20 years nowadays, or 15 or 18. Like back then, they weren't. Like even
No,
Macho wasn't there that long compared to the
no.
guys nowadays. That's why. And I hope this is not a bad take, but like all these releases are horrifying. I hate the release. I hate anybody
Yeah,
losing their job.
sure.
But sometimes it's like those guys have been there for 6-7 years, which honestly is over the average lifespan of a wrestler back in the day. Like think about the '90s; those guys weren't there for more than 6 or 7 years. You know, I'm not saying they lose their
Whoa.
job. Oh, Macho.
No, I agree. Yeah, it can be
Because
the best thing for him.
Yeah, like I mean, Austin was there for what 7 years, and that's done. Like that was his when he rose to the top. But again, I'm never saying someone should lose their job. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But at the same time, some of those guys are lucky they got to stay in the WWE
Right.
for 10 years. You know, make a living.
Undertaker hates
Taker.
Bam Bam and
He hates
Samu. He just hit a double clothesline on them. They got Macho Man out. So now we're down to the final three. Taker hit that big double clothesline on them, but they both got up and they are working him over here as we enter the final three of this match.
Got a couple heels and Taker in there, so you know what's going to happen here.
You got an idea.
If you know wrestling, Taker's flat on his back.
Not for long, buddy.
Crowd,
Sits
man.
up.
Clapping.
What an interesting final three here.
Oh, a double headbutt. A headbutt from Bam Bam and a Samoan.
Dude, two of the hardest heads in the world. But he still sits up
again. That's an awesome spot, man. I don't care who you are. That's awesome.
That's great. Samu has got holding the Undertaker up. Oh, Taker ducks. Bam Bam with the drop kick to Samu. Samu goes over the top rope. We're down to 2.
It's Bam Bam and the Undertaker, and Paul Bear's on the outside.
Yes, he is. Oh, Taker.
Pulling the
Pulls
gloves back.
the gloves back. Yes, sir.
Bam Bam just waved at Paul Bear.
Look, man, does not matter that it's a house show right here. As the cameraman zooms in, he knows.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. Oh, Taker with the point.
Taker points at him. Oh, throat slash.
Yes, sir. Taker doesn't care that there's not a house show. He doesn't know that there's a camera in the crowd, and yet he is making this like it's freaking WrestleMania.
Yes, exactly, because he's the man.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're right, man. He's doing this. We're not supposed to be seeing this right now.
No, literally only the people there are supposed to see this, but Taker is making a moment out of it.
Theatrical for the people in attendance. I love it. Oh, Bam Bam can't quite take him down all the way.
Yeah, got him to his knees. Taker with a hip toss.
Oh, hip toss to Bam Bam. I tell you what, man, Bam Bam bumps like a fiend.
He bumps like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's what's so awesome about him.
Love Bam Bam.
He should be in the Hall of Fame as well. I wish he was.
I think it's just a matter of time. Yeah. Only put so many dead people in at once, you know.
Undertaker pulls the glove back again, but Bam Bam with the big boot. And a big clothesline finally takes Undertaker down to the mat. Can Bam Bam do it? Can he lift up the Undertaker and get him over the top rope?
Taker sits up slowly for the third time. Bam Bam puts him down, headbutt. Ooh,
no, sir.
Headbutt. Oh, second falling headbutt.
3 in a row.
Third falling headbutt. Is he going to go up top and try one now?
I don't know.
He's looking.
What's it going to take?
That's what he just said.
To get this man
threw his hands up. Oh, he points to the corner.
Play into the crowd.
Nah.
Undertaker, he struggles, but he does get up.
This is crazy. I love this. They're having like a match.
They are.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like Shawn and Taker.
Exactly, man. Bam Bam hits the body slam. He's going to go up to the top rope. Like you said, dude. 300.
He's not like throwing him over.
375 pounds going to the top rope here. And Undertaker's halfway across the ring.
Oh, Bam
what
Bam
a great
misses
spot.
the headbutt as Taker sits up.
Oh, that's
Pull the
awesome.
glove down.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Goozle.
Here we go. This is it.
Choke slam. Didn't quite get up all the way.
And Bam Bam gets immediately up, holds the ropes, and Taker throws him over the top. Oh. And the crowd is on their feet.
On their feet, baby.
Cheering so hard, man. That's awesome.
Look at them. They all run to the aisleway.
Yeah.
to touch Undertaker as he leaves the ring, but not before Paul Bearer and his skinny tie get in the ring to celebrate.
Yeah, look at that tie. What's Paul Bearer doing? Holding him back?
You notice Paul Bearer's hands are empty-handed.
He's about to do the Rikishi Dance. The lights go down. And look, Taker doesn't have to do this. There's no lights, no TV. He's doing the Shakespeare pose. Anyway,
no urn.
Doing the Shakespeare pose for the crowd. I love it. That was awesome, man. I love that ending. That was fantastic.
That was worth it, man. That Undertaker gets the win, his first Royal Rumble win. Not officially recognized, but there he goes.
The crowd.
He wins the Osaka Rumble. I mean, he's for sure. He's the biggest star in the match.
And Macho Man was in there.
And Macho Man was in there, and Bret Hart. But that's a very cool moment here.
That's awesome.
And very interesting in the timeline with them being supposedly missing in action during this time period. But here he is in Japan. Unique footnote, Easter egg in the career of Undertaker.
Wow, crowd is on him.
Dude, that is really cool sight to see.
Yeah, they are just, he is, so's that.
What was that?
Close it out immediately, guys. Something else comes up.
Oh, my word. Man, Travis, what's your review of the Osaka Royal Rumble?
2 thumbs up, man. If I have more, I'd put them up. That's awesome. That was a blast. Again, you're getting what you're getting. It's a home video. But if you want to watch it for the theatrics of the ending, man, that's great. And like you said, we mentioned this is just for a house show, but they still put it on like it's WrestleMania. Great, great, great. I loved it, man. Loved it.
Absolutely did, for historical purposes. Very, very cool, very unique footnote in The Undertaker's history, and I'm glad we got to cover it here on this special edition of Talking Taker here in the bonus phase of this podcast. What a cool way to kick off 2022, because that's what we want to do here throughout this next year. We thought we'd end the podcast when The Undertaker's career was completely covered, but there's just so much more stuff we can do. We love talking to each other about wrestling. We love talking Taker to each other. So doing it every month. We're going to try to keep it running throughout this new year. We've got some ideas of what to do next, but we don't have anything penciled in for February yet. Creatures of the Night, we'd love to hear from you. What do you want to hear Travis and I talk about in 2022? What sort of guests do you want to see? What sort of friends of the show do you want to see us have back on for some guest appearances? Are there some other classic matches you want us to cover again? Are there some other unique things we want to cover? Let us know. Give us a suggestion for February, and we will cover it.
Absolutely. This was a fun way to kick off the new year. We love it. This is day 1, so enjoy the pay-per-view tonight while you watch this.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and maybe if this is crappy, watch this instead. So, but
you can always do that. You can always go back into our archives and listen to classic Talking Taker episodes wherever you listen to your podcast, on Apple, on Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Amazon, wherever you do get your podcast out there, you can find us. You can also find some of our podcast friends. We mentioned him earlier. He was on last month's episode. Steven Zeman. He does the Collecting Dead Man podcast. So if you need that Taker fix in your life every single week, you can listen to him, take a different perspective on The Undertaker. Had such a blast with him. Hope to have him back on the show again. Mike Prue and JV, they do the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, covering the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they are finished his in-ring career. They are covering all the stuff afterward, and there's so much of that to cover. Still doing a great job with that, so give them a listen as well. And I need to shout out a couple of people who sent me a couple of gifts in the mail. Princeton John, a longtime listener of the show, someone we've talked about comments a lot. He sent me a message after we did our Escape the Undertaker episode, and he wanted to send over a DVD of that weird, rare Indian movie that there's the fake
Seriously?
Undertaker and Crush in, and he sent me the DVD of it.
Wow.
I told him if he sends it over, we will cover it on the show. I don't know if it will make a full episode or if it, we'll need to supplement it with something else. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to send a huge thank you to Princeton John.
That's awesome.
He's called our punk card, Travis, so we got to cover it sometime. We got to watch it sometime. So look for that. That will come in 2022. I don't know when. And then I want to shout out Randy Turco, Pokey's little dog, who sent a lovely Christmas card and a couple of Christmas presents my way. I got one of them down here. Let's see here.
Awesome.
This fits with the time period. This bleacher creature of the
That's
Undertaker. Awesome. A very nice addition to the Talking Taker collection. And I think the jacket actually comes off. But the best thing he sent me, I don't have him down here in the basement in the studio, but he sent over a couple of brand new, very funny Undertaker onesies, because I have not announced this on the show yet. But coming in March of this year, of 2022, I will officially be joining the Talking Taker onesie club, man, as my first child will be coming in March of 2022. So very excited and terrified, but mostly excited about that. So Travis, you've had a few of them. I'll be joining. I'm going to start with one. We'll see where we go from there.
It's the best job you can get, is being a parent. Man. It's the best. Doesn't pay very well, but it's the best. So, yeah. Doesn't pay well. But yeah, we haven't announced that yet, but we are excited for that, and I'm sure all our creatures of the night will be excited too. We'll have another little Taker fan on our hands, I'm sure. So
I will be the one with the crying baby on the podcast later in 2022.
Your turn. We'll try to watch a Royal Rumble and see if you can change the bottle and keep her quiet. Yeah. So, that was my third one I was able to do that on, so it took me 3 tries to get to that.
So many great memories of that in the early days of the podcast.
Yeah. We're excited for you and excited that the news is out there now to our creatures of the night. So thank you all for joining us. And you guys have seen the birth of one of mine, and my kids grow up on this podcast, and now Alex is going to have one. So
how about that?
Pretty crazy.
You've got a new little baby, not a human baby, but an audio baby that you're releasing into the world that should be out by the time this episode drops. Why don't you tell people about that real quick?
Yeah, hopefully as of this dropping, it has been out for a couple weeks now. It should have come out back in December on the 17th. It's called Radical. It's a new EP. It's 4 songs. You guys know I record and write music, and it may not always be a cup of tea, but I appreciate you listening. I'm very excited about this one, probably more so than I have been in a while, just because they're all 4 brand new songs that I just wrote in one time period and then went into the studio and recorded at one time. So everything else I've done has been old songs or 1 new song and 3 old ones or something. But these are all 4 brand new, fresh ones, so they're all kind of where I'm at in life right now. And I hope you enjoy it. It's called Radical. It's under Travis White. You can get it on any streaming platform. It's available. Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, anything. So my YouTube is youtube.com/Travis White. Pretty easy to remember. So
2 thumbs way up. Actually, it's not a podcast, but you and I, right before we recorded this, we recorded some interviews.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the stories behind those songs. So if you check out Travis's YouTube channel, if you enjoy what we do here on Talking Taker, you can hear a little of us when we're not talking wrestling, sort of what we talk about, and a little bit of the guy behind the voice you hear every week on Talking Taker, Travis White, stories behind who he is when we're not just talking about wrestling, and the songs that he writes and what he is passionate about. So go check those out. Great music. Really love the album. Love the songs on there. I think if you're listening to this, you ought to go give that a spin and enjoy that. And finally, man, it's first episode of 2022. Could be a big year in the career of The Undertaker. I mean, any speculation about what we'll see in the year of The Undertaker?
Hall of Fame induction. Got to be.
Fingers crossed.
Got to be Hall of Fame.
Right?
Fingers crossed. Hall of Fame, Dallas. Got to be. 100,000 people there, 2 nights. Got to be.
It'd be awesome.
Got to be. He didn't get that send off. Like, I know you were disappointed. Survivor Series send off. Let him have it in front of fans.
I mean, what better than the biggest crowd ever, probably. Yeah. Well, we've got some, like I said, we want to keep this show going throughout 2022. Of course, if that Hall of Fame historic moment happens, we will be here to talk about it. 5 years, we'll hit our 5-year anniversary. This is absurd to think about here in 2022.
It's crazy.
Travis, I'm giving the listeners our New Year's resolution for 2022. I'm just going to dream big. I believe it can happen. 5 years into the show, let's make it our goal in 2022. We've got to get The Undertaker. We got to get him on the show. I believe it can happen. He's been on every other show and podcast in the world.
It's true.
We've established ourselves. We're going to hit 200 episodes in 2022. I think we can do it, man. I'm serious. I want our listeners' help. I want their accountability. That is the goal for 2022, is to get an interview with The Undertaker. I think it can be done. I believe.
Let's do it.
I believe.
If we have every listener we have tweet at him, maybe he'll see it. You know? Maybe he'll listen. I mean, his boys, the Godfather and Keish, have already said stuff.
Man.
So, yeah. Stranger things have happened. That'd be awesome. I'd love that.
All right. That's how we're kicking off 2022. We're putting it into the universe, putting it into the world. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know where to find us. We hope you have a wonderful New Year. Enjoy your New Year's bowl games today. Enjoy day one. Enjoy everything. Spend time with your family. Start the new year off right with us and your ear holes. And absolutely, most importantly, over all of that, take her easy.
All right.